Hello everyone, welcome back to the course. In this lecture, the course I'm going to be going over cloud variables, which is a concept that is very important. It's one of the most advanced concepts within Scratch. Now, one thing that, well actually there's two things. One thing I want to mention why I haven't actually gone over this earlier, because you'll find that it's actually a very interesting thing that can have a very crucial impact to a lot of projects, just because of how big it is and the possibilities with it. That's actually because it requires something called Scratcher rank. Now Scratcher rank, if you go to your profile, if you click up here in the top right, you go to the drop down, you go profile. You'll actually be brought to something in the top left. It'll say either new Scratcher or Scratcher. Now, the difference is that new Scratchers are the rank you get whenever you first join the site, but Scratchers, after usually a couple months, I think it's actually a shorter duration now, more like a month to a month and a half of having your account, you can actually get the Scratcher rank and basically get a message in your inbox, and it'll be you can click through these little slides and it'll be like, oh, you've been invited to become a Scratcher. It'll be like, oh, you have to uphold these certain community guidelines, blah, blah, blah. You have to be friendly to new Scratchers, things like that. And then if you accept everything it says, then you'll become a Scratcher. Now, Scratchers are the only people on the site that are able to actually have access to these variables, not just create projects that use them, but actually use projects that use them as well. So that's just one thing to keep in mind there, because new Scratchers won't be able to use cloud variables. So I'm actually on a different account, as you can see, for doing some different teacher-related things. If in case you notice, the name's a little bit different. Normally it's Udemy Scratch course, but here it's Udemy course tutorial. You also might notice the screen in general is a little bit different. That's just because I opened up a new project, haven't touched anything. Just wanted to demonstrate cloud variables because the other account, Udemy Scratch course, is not a Scratcher rank. But if you are a Scratcher rank, you'll actually get a different screen on some of the variable stuff. And I'm going to go over the differences and what all that is. So real quick, I'm just going to name this. This won't be in the studio, but I'll just name this cloud variables demo. But there won't be any content that will be usable if you are not Scratcher, and also B, it'll be kind of separate from the rest of the course. It's more to explain a concept rather than go over a project. So I'm gonna go to my variables category. I'm gonna go make a variable. But if you notice, there's actually a little dotted line here. It's really the main difference. There'll be a box you can check for cloud variable. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go public, because also if you go private, it won't let you do it. It has to be a public variable for you to do a cloud variable. And cloud variable, it'll say parentheses stored on server. That means that rather than being stored within the memory of your project, it'll actually be stored on one of Scratch's web servers, and it'll just be there indefinitely. So unless it's changed, of course. So I'm just going to go ahead and name this example cloud variable. And what you'll notice is it has a little cloud icon next to it. I'm going to delete my variable here real quick, just keep things simple. And also you'll get a little pop-up here. Please note, cloud variables only support numbers, not letters or symbols. You can always learn more at the Scratch Wiki here, but I'm just going to go ahead and close this out. And of course you can double click them to get the sliders, things like that. Now here's the thing. Cloud variables are the exact same for everyone using your project. So let's say that I were to go ahead and set example cloud variable to a value of 15. I could stop the project, close my browser tab, and then open up in a new browser, like open up on another computer, this project, and it would still be 15. So it would be like 15 everywhere unless it's changed. So this is really good for doing high scores, but you can even do more advanced things, such as making multiplayer games, where you track the X and Y positions of certain players, for example, using cloud variables. So you could have like P1X, P1Y, P2X, P2Y, P standing for player, and do things like that. There's all sorts of interesting things, but I don't want to get into it too much because a lot of you won't actually be able to use these, or at least yet. And I'm not sure the status of whether you guys have new Scratcher or Scratcher rank. But if there's enough demand, I can always add more content to the course that expands further by making some advanced multiplayer games. I just want to go over the concept, though. And so not only will you not be able to develop projects using these until you get Scratch, but you also, again, won't be able to even, use the green flag and run these. And I think this is just more to protect the site from bots and things like that, which is understandable. So, that's pretty much what there is to say with these. And I can actually go ahead and let's say I go to, I don't know. I mean, it's the same functions, right? So it's show hide, It's the exact same as regular variable, except for again, the data is stored in a different place, so it's accessible to everyone using the project, not just an individual person. Of course, change, again, it's only integers and it can only be numerical values, just like normal variables. So it's really not too much different. I'll just have this cloud icon. It'll be there to remind you as a cloud variable. And that's really all it is. So again, if there's demand for expanding on this further, I can always add some lectures that do expand on this further. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next lecture where we get into a pretty interesting advanced project. So see you guys there.